Guys, I will understand this now that some people might not be very happy with what I'm going to say. It's a video basically talking about the pros and cons of STR Cooler versus the new Boujack. They are extremely similar units, and that's what we're going to be discussing. By the way, before we actually begin, thank you guys so much for stopping by the video. It means a lot. If you are new, hit that like and sub. I really appreciate all the support on the channel. You know, it means the absolute world. We just hit 1,000 subs. If you guys didn't check out the other videos I did today, definitely go ahead and check those out. We're going to be trying to hit you guys with some good videos here and there. So let's go ahead and jump into it. They are extremely similar that they're both support type units. So we'll go over Cooler's kit, then we'll go over Boujack. So if you guys didn't know what Cooler does, which most of you will, but some might not, is, you know, it has attack and defense of 100%, transformation boost category allies key 2, and 30% attack and defense when facing only one enemy. Terrifying conquerors categories allies key +2, and attack and defense of 50% when facing 2 or more enemies, which is very cool. He is a double lead for Terrifying Conquerors and Transformation Boost. He lowers enemy attack, and he does transform. He could transform turn 1 versus Pure Saiyan or Hybrid, or no, it's not turn 1, from the 3rd turn, and then from the 6th turn if he's not. In this form, he has guaranteed criticals, he stacks attack, he has a medium chance of dropping a super attack, then he performs a crit against Pure Saiyan and Hybrid Saiyan. So that is STR Cooler. Here is Boujack. He's a space traveling warriors category lead and a time travelers. He raises attack and defense for 1 turn, attack and defense of 100%. Here are the similarities. Key +2 attack and defense of 30% when facing 1 or more enemies, plus an additional attack and defense of 10% when facing 2 or more enemies, plus an additional attack and defense of 10% and when facing 3 or more enemies. So you guys see they're very similar in that regard. These two. Now this is like when it changes up when he goes into full Boujack, which, by the way, they both get that same 180%. So it launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. Launches additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, literally the same thing. Plus an additional attack and an attack of 30% and defense 15% when attacking 3 or more. When attacking with 3 or more key spears obtained. Cooler doesn't have that. Plus an additional attack and 30% and defense 15% when attacking with 6 or more key spears. So they basically added the Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta's extra little key or passive on Boujack. That's kind of like the big difference with him when he's in this form. And he also stacks attack, which this is a thing, right? This is where you have to make that decision. Are crits going to be more important, or is defense? Because Boujack is going to be having more defense pretty much all the time. More than Cooler. Again, you know, higher defensive stat. Let me just double check that. Yeah, you know, that's a pretty big jump. He's going to get more defense on his passive when you grab those orbs. Mind you, it could be RNG based, but even with an extra 15% defense, that's obviously 15 more. Remember, these two attack and defense percentages right here is already more than Cooler, right? Because Cooler, it just has that, you know, that straight attack and 180%. So in terms of that, this man is going to be better defensively, but again, he's not getting guaranteed crits like Cooler does, which is huge. Obviously, that is a very huge factor in Cooler's design, and it's something why everybody likes him so much. Everybody really, really enjoys him for that, you know, guaranteed criticals. So in that regard, it's going to come down to your play style. Do you value defense, or do you just need full offense? And mind you, remember, Boujack doesn't have any restrictions fighting Pure Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan, so he's going to be getting this buff literally just from key orbs. While Cooler, you know, he needs to be fighting Pure Saiyans or Hybrid for those crits to be hitting, which I get it's about 30-40% of the game, but it's not 100% of the game, right, in certain situations. Boujack doesn't have any restrictions in that regard. It's just straight more defense, a bit more attack. He is also stacking attack. He has a great link set. So again, I think it's ultimately going to come down to your play style on which one you like more. Of course, like, you know, just full out damage or more defensive and less restrictive, right? That's kind of how I see it. And remember, they both do have that same support ability in this form. I do like Boujack's a bit more because all he has to do is, you know, transform the 4th turn, but this hurts him, right? Facing only one enemy. So like in Super Battle or Extreme Super Battle, you're not going to be using his transformations unless it's like the last unit. And honestly, you don't really want to pass off an active skill on your last unit. So they did a good job giving him an extra, you know, more defense here, right? Cooler does not really get more defense for himself. I mean, like, he gives it, I mean, he does get it, right? He does get it here. But you guys get what I'm saying. That these two multipliers, you know, come in a bit differently than these. But again, it could be all the same. But, you know, in terms of attack stats and numbers, Bojack's probably always going to look better because, again, his stats... Okay, no, Cooler's attack stats way higher. But Bojack's defensive stat is going to be, obviously, a bit better. So, again, it's just going to come down to damage and your play styles. It's going to be who you want to see more. Transformation Boost or Space Traveling Warriors. That we could definitely look at real quick. I do think Space Traveling Warriors is extremely good, and it's an extremely good team. Full of power, right? There's a lot of great power here. There's a lot of good units. You have tons of support units. You have 50% support hit, which now LR Turles has access to, which he doesn't have access to on any of the other teams. You do have AGL Pan on the team, which is a 50% support whenever there's a new Super AGL unit that comes over here that will have access to that. You know, obviously having, again, extreme hit. You already have SDR Cooler here. So the team builds that you could rock are going to be pretty substantial, just like Transformation Boost. Obviously, Transformation Boost is going to have a wider range of characters, but guess what? LRGN's best team is probably going to be this team, right? You could rock a support unit on every rotation. You could not transform. I mean, you can leave Boujack untransformed and literally have support. Imagine you have a rotation with LRGN and Topol, and then you have a rotation with the LR Turles squad and Hit. Even though I'm sure they don't link very well, he's going to get 50% attack and defense. So, I mean, instead, you could just bring LR Jiren, Topol, you bring the LR Turles, and you bring AGL Turles, and then bring Hit as a floater, and then you flow off the two Bojacks, and you have one of the strongest teams in the game right there. You're going to have basically two nukers literally destroying everything that comes into play. Right? It's not going to be defense heavy of a team, but again, you will be more safe on your sides because Bojack will support better on those sides because again, he's going to be pretty good defensively. His defensive stats are going to be a bit higher than Cooler's. So those sides where you're getting scared that you're going to get hit somewhere like in the Legendary Goku event, longer events, stuff like that, you're not going to be as scared because Bojack does raise his defense. He does do that. So I would definitely say that Bojack is probably better as a support unit because again, he's going to be providing more defense for himself, which Cooler did not. Cooler does not have that. Cooler gets smacked around a bit. I mean, if you have him at level 10 links and he has the big bad bosses active, his defense is obviously going to be a bit higher, but Bojack is, you know, he's going to be the stronger defensive unit. So it's just going to come down to your playstyle. Offense, defense, it's what you like. I'm personally a defensive fan, so if I had to close this video off by saying I like Bojack more, because Bojack could still hit extremely hard numbers. Yeah, he's not getting guaranteed crits, but he's going to be better defensively. I like better defensive units, right? That is more of my forte in my play style. I like defense more than offense. I've always been that way. So I would probably say Bojack's a bit better, but guess what? You could rock them both on the same team. You could literally rock SDR Cooler and Bojack on the same team. It's insane, right? It's absolutely insane. So it's still up to you. It's either you like crits more or you like defense more. That's literally it, because Bojack does pretty much everything that Cooler does in that sense, besides giving that extra 50% attack and defense when facing two or more enemies. But other than that, he is substantially good. He's an extremely good unit, and I like him a lot. I do think he's extremely powerful, extremely valuable as a unit. One of my favorites that have come out in a while. And I definitely like him. He's kind of like just a defensive version of Cooler. So I'll definitely let me know in the comments which unit you guys personally like more. Do you guys like Bojack more? Do you guys like Cooler more? You know, just let me know in the comments and all that good stuff. You know, it's always great to talk about stuff like this. It's always good to kind of debate about it, just talk and see where you guys stand. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Right? It's just kind of stuff like that, man. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. So guys, thank you so much for the support. Let me know again in the comments below. Again, I don't think anybody is wrong. If you guys like Cooler more, sick. If you guys like Bojack more, sick. Doesn't matter. They're both phenomenal units. Bojack is sick. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. So see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody, and peace out.